Jamie, and welcome to Nautilus Submerged. I realized I never put the rest of the title up there. For July 18th. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us and being there. Everybody, today we are going to be doing episode 3 and 4 to finish our catch up. And then our regular show will be Mondays at midnight, where we'll start with episode 5 on Monday. And if my octopus starts to annoy you for moving too much, just tell me and I'll take it off, because I know I stare at it. So yeah, it might get annoying. But anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome, Scarlet.
Hello.
Thank you for coming. But yeah, today is episode 3 and 4, which is beneath the... I always like go to look at what the episodes are and realize I have no idea because I didn't leave it up. I feel like it's beneath something, isn't it? Slippery When Wet is 4, but what's 3? Beneath? What Lies Beneath. There we go. What Lies Beneath and Slippery When Wet. And like I said, I think that picture might be from the recap, so I'll just move it to Nemo. So I'm really liking this show. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm liking it a lot more than I expected to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. And this week we get, I don't know this. Yeah, the first episode was like, which one is it? It's the third episode where we get Richard. What's his name? I'm looking for the guy's real name and forgetting what it is. But that plays Blanc, Richard Grant, I think his name is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Richard Grant. Yeah,
he's awesome. I like him. So that was cool. I had remembered seeing him in the like trailers for it. I didn't know what character he was going to play. I can't say I was surprised that he turned out to be a bad guy because he usually plays bad guys on the things I've seen. But yeah, Richard Grant's a great actor. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I don't really know any of the people in it, the cast, but I think they're all really good. And yeah, it's a fun show. It's kind of like, I don't know, a little bit like we said earlier that Librarians was more of an adventure. This one isn't super dark. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like as light as Librarians, but it's not like really
because
dark.
people do die. People die.
People do die, but it's not a dark show either. It's not like a super scary dark. It's still like a adventure fantasy. Yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm really liking it. And as I said last week, I'm glad that you talked me into watching it. I just will be glad when we're not doing 2 episodes at once, because it's really to try to watch 2.
Yeah. When we go to 1 episode, it'll be great.
Yes, it'd be a lot easier.
I still have to have you watch Toast of London so you know who Clem Fandango is.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is. So yeah, I mean, I know it has to do with him, but I don't know beyond that. So yeah, you'll have to.
I watched an interview with this guy, and he said he was excited to he would play Clem Fandango again if he got the chance. So I'm excited.
That's cool. Well, then you'll have to show me what you're talking about and explain it at some point. But yeah, we will. I'm wondering how many people are watching this though, because a lot of people can't see it because it's on AMC Plus. That's why it would have been nice to have time.
It's on AMC regular.
Is it? See, that's what I can't figure out, because
that's what I'm saying. They show it on Sundays at 9 p.m. EST.
Okay, maybe it's just the time
on AMC.
Okay, that's cool. I forgot you said that it was on AMC and not just AMC Plus. I thought it was on the AMC Plus. But I don't know that a lot of people know about it. They haven't advertised it a lot. So yeah, more people need to watch it. It's really good. But I haven't really heard very much about it from anybody other than like the people in our chat that said, "Oh, I like that show." That's like the extent of what I've seen people say, I think, about it. Because
well, I think the problem is that Disney shelved it for a while, so
yeah,
it went under the radar.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not advertising it though a lot. Like if they advertise it up, more people see it. Like I had seen, like I said before, the behind the scenes thing that they had on during that my DVR recorded because of Interview with the Vampire, but beyond that, it didn't record it, and that's probably why, because it was set for Interview with the Vampire, not for Nautilus. I'd have to schedule it. But yeah, because I kind of want to do that because I can't get captions on the screeners. And there's a couple times I've been like, what? And I've rewound it like 5 times and I finally gave up. At least I'm good at accents now. I'm better at British accents and stuff from watching so much TV. I don't have quite as hard of a time, but
Plus,
sometimes
I like watching a show like this big on my television because it's adventure.
yeah,
Adventure.
yeah, it's cool.
Beautiful, beautiful sets.
Yeah, even if
Beautiful
they're not real.
locations.
I was gonna say, even though they're not real for the most part, they're cool looking. I agree.
But they're not real.
Well, they might film some of the things.
You're
underwater.
telling me that the collector isn't real. I'm going to be very upset.
That was cool, though. I mean, they put a decent amount of money into this. I mean, that was pretty good. I like that. And they might film some things underwater. Although I do have to wonder, and we can talk more about this when we get to it. But the one thing I kind of questioned about this episode is we know that Nemo has a diving suit, right? So, like, when he went to break the hole in their glass or whatever of the dreadnought, why didn't he take the diving suit? Like, that's all I kept thinking is, why are you not taking
Jamie, they're heavy. They're really heavy.
It would be back then. That's true.
You probably sink to the bottom of the ocean floor. That's what they usually were used for.
Okay, that's true.
They have like weights in them.
I also don't know if he could move fast enough to get there, maybe. But
plus, you can't conceal the actor.
Yes, I know. I just thought about it. I'm like, this guy's like running out of air. Why didn't he try something else? But
this is Captain Nemo.
It's Nemo. He can swim. He doesn't need it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we finally we got like a sea monster-ish, I guess you'd say, the collector, and we got the giant squid, which I expected some kind of octopus or squid, so that was cool. So yeah, there's a lot going on in these two episodes, so that's great. Alrighty, so let me get my pictures up here. All right, so and again, I still don't remember the people's names for a lot of it, and so some of these I got from recap, so I'm just kind of trying to do my best, but I probably am going to not remember who everybody is unless I'm reading it off the screen. But the dreadnought is still, forget that. The dreadnought is still trying to find where they're at. That's the one main thing. And then the other thing is and this is where I'm saying I'm not sure some of this, if this was a flashback. The other thing is with, what's his name? Remind me.
Blaster?
No, Blaster, yes. But I was trying to think of the other guy, the Cuff, that is holding his knife on him and trying to get him to be quiet. And we can talk about this more when we get to it, but I was disappointed that he killed that guy because I thought, okay, this guy really doesn't want to be part of the company. He even, gave up his gun without issue, and then they whacked him in the face because they were mean. He helped Nemo out, and then he goes and he kills one of their men. So I think he's like a spy or something.
Yeah, he's like a spy, I guess.
That's kind of what I figured, but we'll get to that when we get to it. All right, so on the, I think a lot of that's captions. So on the dreadnought, they are still looking for the Nautilus, as it's probably going to be, I'm assuming, most of the season. But they're trying to find it by listening and everything, and they want to know if they hit it, because we know they had thrown bombs at them last time, but our team went deep enough that the Nautilus went deep enough that they didn't hit them, but they don't know yet what happened. So they're basically listening to try to see what they can figure out. And they keep hearing a clicking noise. And then we have the thing with Cuff, like I said, with Cuff and Blaster and him threatening him with a knife. And Humility comes down and sees it happening. And she gets him to stop because she tells him that, I won't let anybody hurt you. Just let him go. Because he says he didn't want to be with the company and that kind of thing. So she gets him to stop and put the knife down. But then we have them listening, trying to figure out what's going on. It's Crawley there. And this guy, I always forget his name. This is like one of the ones I can't keep straight. But at any rate, they're trying to figure out what to do because there is suddenly a sea monster outside, which is a huge squid that is shaking the Nautilus, which is what they are hearing the clicking noise from, and they can't get the Nautilus to move. So it's got its tentacles wrapped around it, and he's going to go out. Nemo's going to go out into the water to see what he can do. And I love that Benoit's like, I didn't test it, but it should be good. I'd be like, then you go out in it. Yeah, he didn't test the suit, but thankfully it does hold. And he goes out into the water and they're all watching him. And there is the huge squid that has wrapped itself around the Nautilus. I love Boniface's face too. He's like, oh no. But we think that it's going to be over because the squid is going to wreck their ship or their sub. And then we get, it's so nice in TV when things like this happen. It can't happen in real life. The whale comes and grabs the tentacle of the octopus, and the whale saves them because they saved the whale's baby.
Yes.
So
that's just how nature works.
How nature works. So yeah, they saved the whale saved them. Now the squid is no more. I'm not sure why a squid would necessarily. I mean, I guess the whale's bigger, so maybe it'd be scared of it. But either way, it's scared away. He comes back in. Suit worked. Crisis averted. And they are still trying to figure out what's going on. But yes, the squid was not able to squish the Nautilus. So they have enabled it to be scared away. So let's see. What they decided to do, which there's like a whole explanation of it, is they know that they're listening. So what they're going to do, at least, see, I thought this must be, I guess this whole scene's longer. That's where she convinces them to, they put him in the break. He don't kill him, but he does put him in the break. But what they decide to do is they were going to send, at least my understanding of it, is they send out a torpedo without the gunpowder, I guess, so it doesn't explode and hurt, because they say it won't hurt the fishes that way. But they send out a torpedo because it makes noise, and then the dreadnought thinks it's them and it will follow it. But I don't know, is that after he breaks their glass? That might be after he breaks the glass.
I think it's after. I think it's plan B, isn't it?
I don't know.
Or is that just to distract him so he can shatter that glass?
Oh, no, because the dust is to distract him. Oh, no, it's okay. The torpedo's first. The torpedo, I guess, doesn't work because it says, at least in here, I say that they saw the torpedo. So I don't know. They're trying to figure out where to go. Oh, that's already with Richard Grant. Okay, I'm way ahead in my notes, so I guess I don't have it all. Anyway, that's their plan, but whether it happens before or after what Nemo does, I'm not entirely sure. But they have this idea.
I had to reset my DVD-R because it was just jumping into the episode, and now I'm like setting it so it's like 2 minutes before and 5 minutes afterwards, because I think it's like cutting in, like they're showing multiple episodes, and I'm missing the front part.
Probably.
So when you said squid, I'm like, I don't know, I don't remember the squid.
Yeah, I also apparently didn't get all the pictures here, but I know at one point, the one thing they do, which I swear, that's why I'm wondering if we're in the wrong order, but if they're already on there, it can't be that order. He, at one point, what he does is they like move the ship back and forth, the sub back and forth, to make a whole bunch of like, not dust, but like the dirt fly up on the ground so that it makes a cloud and nobody can see through it. And then he sneaks up to their ship that's part of it's underwater, and he smashes it with a hammer. And that's where I was saying he didn't have a mask on to be able to breathe.
It was an axe.
He uses an axe. Sorry, I thought it was hammer. He uses an axe, and he smashes a hole in it. And wait, are we in 3 or 4? Oh, we're in 3. That's why I think that might be 4. Maybe that's where I'm mixed up. I don't know.
Look for pictures of him with an axe smashing glass.
That's why I'm looking, because I know I took pictures with the axe, and I'm wondering if I'm mixing up the episodes. Let me save you extra. Yeah, it's the beginning of. It looks like it might be the beginning. Let me see. Yeah, that's the beginning of the next episode. So forget I said all that. I said all that. I was thinking this was when they were going, but that's after this. So right now they did the thing with the torpedo. Basically, like I said, they let off the torpedo so it made noise, and then since they were listening under the water, they thought that was them. They followed the noise of the torpedo, and why they did that, they were able to escape and get away. But now they have to resurface in order to get supplies. They have basically no choice. They need to do something because they're out of food. So they go to this, they decide to go to this island or whatever that they chose because it wasn't occupied by the company. However, they think there's cannibals there. So, it's a trade off, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that that's better or worse, but they get
Or the
there.
mana. Was that what they were talking
Oh, yeah.
about? The brain is
said
like mana?
that they wanted the mana in the people's heads, so they chopped their heads off and ate their heads or something like that. They were cannibals.
Yeah, eat the brains.
Yeah. So we go to meet this group who is led by, like I said, Richard Grant. His name is Le Rajas Blanc, and his soldiers. He, number one, I kind of like wondered, like I said, if he was bad or not, because he tends to play bad people, but he knows who they are. He says he's not, they're not cannibals, but he recognizes Nemo as being a prince of whatever he is. I don't remember exactly what he said. The Maharaj, his father was the Maharaj of Bundelkund, and he's Prince Dakar. So Nemo wasn't originally Nemo. That's not, I guess, his real name, unless his name's Nemo Dakar. I don't know, but
no, he took Nemo from the Odyssey because it means no one in Latin.
Oh, that's right. He does say that.
And then that guy made that Latin, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like, that's why I chose the name, you dumbass. That's what he should have said.
Yeah.
So anyway, he recognizes him as the prince. He knows what happened to him and why he became a prisoner and everything. And he kind of teases that at the beginning because he knows him. But he invites him to his palace. Nemo, rightly so, is kind of hesitant. But they need the food. And right away, Humility's like, they're holding me hostage. Help me, because she's,
because she's similar.
I kind of feel like, why are you trusting these people? Nemo hasn't done anything to hurt you. You're being dumb. But she tells him, oh, she's been kidnapped and she wants him to help her. So he takes her back to the palace while the other ones go back to the sub and talk about what they're going to do. She's all happy to leave. But obviously that was not a smart thing to do. But in the carriage ride here, she talks about her fiance, who we know from before is Pitt, Lord Algernon Pitt, who is a shareholder of the company. And I'm assuming at some point she's going to meet up with him, even though she doesn't want to, because she doesn't want to marry him. She wants to go to America and study engineering. And he talks about a ship that's on its way there and kind of how he can help her and that kind of thing. But he takes her back to the palace, and this little girl whose name is Amal, she helps her get like fancy dresses. She's going to help her dress, but she asks her if she can change it, and she changes it into pants instead of a dress. And she's happy with that. And then she's going to accompany him to dinner. And meanwhile, on the ship, they still don't have food, and they're complaining about it. They want to be on the, in the palace, and they're trying to decide.
Eating lobster. Well, these little tiny octopuses.
They're eating instead tiny little disgusting octopuses, and she's had enough octopuses.
Oh, they're good.
It was a squid, not a shrimp, or a squid, not an octopus. But she's like, I've had enough of those. She didn't want it.
Well, that looks like a tiny octopus.
Yeah, it looks like an octopus, but I mean, what attacked them was a squid, not an octopus.
Yeah.
And
you haven't had baby octopus? Yeah, you haven't had octopus. It's pretty good.
I have had octopus, actually. I didn't mind
but then
it.
Then I feel bad because octopi are very intelligent, and then I feel bad.
Yeah, I had never really thought about it when I ate it, other than I thought I'd try it. It was like deep fried octopus, and it was actually kind of like that. They were like little whole octopuses. It was gross. I don't know why I ate it. I just think I was more like, I'm gonna try it, so I did.
Yeah,
it was a buffet.
I mean, calamari's better because I hear squid aren't as smart as octopus.
Yeah, I don't know. I've tried calamari.
I mean, I don't know if that's a game changer.
No, I don't know, but I didn't love it. I just more was kind of like, this is something you usually don't get to try. I'm going to try it, but I didn't really.
Well, the bigger pieces, if you get like bigger pieces of octopus, it's better than the little.
Probably. Well, no, this was like, it had like little tiny tentacle. Yeah, it was gross. I don't know that
Well, you can
now anybody.
you can get a piece of little suckers on it, and then you can stick the sucker against things, and it'll stick.
Ew. Yeah, I don't know. This was deep fried. I didn't go into that
Food
detail.
adventures.
I don't like to look at them. I don't want to be able to see it.
Oh, this steampunky thing is cool.
Yeah, he has an ice machine, which is awesome. But he knows who they are. Let's see. And this is where he does tell her about the ice machine, because later he needs her to fix it. I guess they don't have ice cubes before this point. I don't know. He's like, it's cold.
Well, they have ice. They would just go where it was cold and get ice.
That's true. They'd have ice blocks, just not ice. But he tells her about Nemo, of who he used to be, the prince, and that his wife and daughter were killed, and then the company seized his land and threw him in prison. And yeah, they took everything from him. So she now feels bad for him now that she knows the truth. And I know, I kind of wondered though, like I don't know what it benefited him to tell her, but I don't know. He told her. And we're to assume that it's true. So they come into where the palace is. They send, there's the village. They send Cuff to the village. He ends up in a jail cell at Blanc's place. But they know they are. Sorry, what?
Allegedly.
Well, he ends up there for a little bit. He just lets them out after a while.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, they go to the palace. He tells Suyin to stay back and put the supplies on the sub once they get them, and tells some of them to stay back and watch the sub. He doesn't want them all going because he wants to make sure that their sub stays safe. He rightfully doesn't trust everybody.
Right.
But yeah, they get to the palace. There he's got his doggy. Well, her doggy. It's not his, but last got the doggy.
Yeah, Archie.
Yeah, Archie. Yeah, these it's clear that like this guy's rich. He's got a pal, he's royalty there too. And I mean, you find out later, I think he's probably rich because he screws everybody over, but that's,
Well, yeah, he's like
yeah. And he has
enslaving the natives.
Yes, and he has sculptures of macarons. At least I think they were macarons. They looked like macarons.
Oh, they look delicious.
They did. They look good. So he takes let's see.
Where did you go back a picture? Because the one guy found a map of Atlantis. Is that where he found it?
Yeah, no, I went. That's forward.
Oh, you went too much the other way.
Too fast, and I backed it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was looking to see. So he does say that they ask about how does he stay, independent or whatever, and he said that basically said that the company and the Dutch tried to take his independence, so he basically plays them against each other, so they fight with each other, is what he says. And he says that he's going to take Benoit to see his library. That's where he sees the
map of
Atlantis, but they show it later, but he starts looking in his office, or in his library, I'm sorry. It's his most prized possession. I don't know. He was by William somebody, and they didn't exactly explain it, and I didn't have captions, so I gave up.
Important book.
Yeah, an important book, exactly. So they are busy enjoying the food of the place. They're like getting all the lavish treatment.
It might have been William Fort, because they had that Freudian Times magazine. It might have been William Fort, but I'm not 100%.
I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't have a picture of it, but back at the dock, when they get the food barrels, they are filled with maggots. So they've given
you don't want to take a picture of that?
No, I didn't. I don't even have it. But anyway, the food's bad. So they know that he's tricking them. I don't know if he just had bad food he found, or he purposely put it in there and ruined it. I don't know. But
I don't know. The way he threw dirt on that other thing, I think he's just a jerk.
He might have done it on purpose. Yeah. I wasn't entirely sure. But either way, he's lying to them. So Kai is like, got to tell Nemo what's going on. But the group of them is out eating in the tent and everything, enjoying themselves. But meanwhile, Blanc takes Nemo into his office here, and this is where he talks about meeting his father, who's in that photo there, because he said that Nemo said his father never traveled to England, but he said he did. Now, whether or not this kind of stuff is a lie, I don't know. I tend to think it makes sense what he's saying, but I don't know.
Or they finagled a negative by putting him on another negative and taking a picture of it.
Yeah, no, I think the photo is real. I don't think back then they would have went to all that trouble. But I mean, what he said about like his father, disowning him and everything. I don't know how true that. But I would say it might be true. But anyway, this is at an East India Company dinner, and he was there for a signing ceremony that for some reason, which they don't explain, he signed away all the rights to his land to the company. Yeah. And so when he died, the company would have the rights to the land as long as he did not have a living heir, which is Nemo. So he's saying, oh, he disowned you. But I'm not sure that necessarily means he disowned him, but that's what he says. So that's, I guess, part of why they seized his land. I don't know. But that's what he tells him at any rate. And Nemo doesn't believe it. And then Benoit finds Atlantis, which I figure this is because they're probably going to go to Atlantis. But he finds a map of Atlantis, and he's like, overcome with, I don't know, not exactly joy. Yeah, emotion. There's a good way to say it, because he's like crying, like, oh.
He's reclamped.
Yes, he found Atlantis on the map. And then meanwhile, I have Nemo is brooding, or Nemo broods.
Yes.
They're pissed off of what he said and thinking about it.
Yes.
And Blaster is telling him that his father is Lord Farley, and he shows him like the family, coat of arms. That's why he was going to London, because he's going to prove that he's part of royalty, and that was why he was on the way. And Nemo kind of ignores him because he's busy thinking and he's upset.
Brooding.
Yeah, brooding.
Why do I have a feeling that drawing is going to be like an etching off a cookie tin or something?
Oh, I don't know. I figure it might end up important later. But then there's the thing about the broken ice maker. I don't think that's yet, though. I think he was complaining about it being broken, and he killed his engineer, so they can't fix it.
Yeah, you don't kill your engineer, They're a little bit too fast with the knives and stuff, and
they are
a little stabby and a little execution.
Right, I know, right? So Nemo kind of sneaks back in his office, really, and he reads his telegraph, and it's from the company, and he knows that Blanc was being offered money to take them and the Nautilus, but see, I thought I had, let me see something. Is that okay? I didn't have that yet. I'm getting out of order. So anyway, he knows that there's a possibility he's going to sell them for money, sell them out for money. And he asks them like, why this charade? And he's like, that was only the first offer, or whatever, or that was a counter offer that he had already countered back. He wanted more money, and he's bored. He gives this whole thing about like, oh, he just did it. He was bored. And he's like, all good things come to an end, but they want you alive. So I guess that's supposed to be good. And his soldiers come and arrest him. Meanwhile, Kai is looking around trying to find him, and he finds a storage room of good food that he's going to steal. At least that was how I took it. They didn't actually say it, but I think the food that spills later, I'm pretty sure is good food.
Yeah.
But Humility, when he asks her to fix the ice machine, she follows it for the power source, and she finds that all the kids, I don't know why he was down there, all the kids are working down there in the boiler room, that he's, got child labor there too.
Mm-hmm.
And
their little hands are just right for putting coal into my ice maker.
Yeah, right. And then I don't know why this is here at this point, if that was part of it. He does give her the key to rescue Nemo.
Mm-hmm.
So she takes the kids, and she takes them outside so they can have food too. And he has a fit, and he's like, they shouldn't be out here. And she takes the blame. because the father's trying to take punishment so he won't do anything to her because he tries to make her eat the food with dirt on it, like you were saying earlier.
That was really horrible.
It was, and he's like, no, punish me, not her. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna punish you, and she's like, I did this. And then they get some of them to turn on him, because that other guy that I don't know his name, he's trying to talk them into fighting for freedom.
Yeah, that guy. I can't remember his name either.
He's the guy that got shot. Jagadish, I think. Is his name?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. That might be the other guy. I get him confused. But anyway, he gets them to draw their guns, and like they go against him for right now, and it kind of starts this big mutiny. His other soldiers, the ones that stay loyal to him, are busy playing cards with Lottie. She must have learned from humility. I don't know. But yeah,
I thought she might have taught humility.
Yeah, she does need to taught humility. That guy is the one that kind of starts the uprising. So that's not going to go well. And then
what they say, he looked like a boring genie. I remember that line.
Wait, when did they say that? I call him.
When him and the other guy walked in, he's like, "You look like a boring genie." Well, you look like, and I can't remember what he called the other guy, what his outfit looked like.
That's funny. I missed that because I didn't see it in captions. I definitely missed that. Benoit's still looking at Atlantis. They're fighting, and then Nemo's been put in prison because Blanc told him they're on their way. And at one point, Humility finds Cuff when he's like hitting a soldier over the head, I think. And he gives her the key to Nemo's cell. Now, again, I guess he gave her the key because he's trying to make it look like he's on their side. At least that's my guess. Mm-hmm. But it lets her help get him out. And I love that they're talking, and she's like, I came to rescue you. And he takes their hairpin, and it's like a shipping moment.
He gets
and then she's like,
really close to her and takes the hairpin.
Yeah. He takes the hairpin, and then he's like struggling to use the hairpin. He's like, this is hard. And she's like, I have a key, like you dumbass, I have the key. So she gives him the key, and they rush upstairs, and he jumps down on the, I wonder if that would actually work, or like it would knock it off the roof. Because you've seen that in a lot of movies. Like he grabs the material that's hanging and he slides down and knocks the guy off the horse.
Is he doing his own stunts? I want to know if this guy's doing his own stunts.
Yeah, I'm curious too, but I doubt they really jumped off the roof. But he's looking at her like, I don't know how to help you. And she does the same thing. She goes down on, except she lands on the horse because he's knocked the guy off backwards, which was funny. Mm-hmm. But she turns around and they ride off together and try to outrun everybody. And then meanwhile, let's see. I don't know their name. I'm trying to find it. Okay. That his name is Jagadish. Jagadish sees Cuff at the telegraph machine. He catches him there, and he's like, look, they got this telegraph. And he's like, no, wait, there's something fishy about this. You sent the telegraph, which he could have just denied it, but he didn't. Instead, he shoots him. I did that. And that's where I said, like, I didn't like that he shot him. I guess he did it so he wouldn't be found out. But so I guess he told the company they were there. I'm not entirely sure, but he did something bad, and Jagadish caught him. And so he shot him.
Well, it looked like at first he was destroying that machine, though, but then he really wasn't, I guess.
Well, I think he was destroying it, but I think he got caught sending it because he's like, you sent that. And he, instead of like saying no, he shot him. Like, why not just be like, no, I found it. But no, he didn't. He shot it.
Well, business.
Business. So this guy wants him to surrender, but he won't, and he kills that guy. Lottie and Kai come in with the cart of food, but it gets upended, and that's why I said I think that was good food, but now it's covered in bugs too, so it is not good food anymore.
Well, Lottie says some of it's good, like this whiskey.
She's like, hey, at least something good came out of this.
And they got melons. I remember somebody getting some dirt off a melon or something. Like, it's still good.
Yeah, they something off it. Well, hey, they were starving. But Humility's like, are you okay? And she's like you care. I mean, they were getting along. I know Humility was annoyed at her, but she, I think, was serious when she asked her how she was doing, but she brushed her off and was not very nice. So yeah, they need to hightail it out of there before the company gets there, because they see they are on their way. They do not want to, well, they want to, I shouldn't say they do not want to. Siyun does tell them about the tainted food, but they're gonna wait for what's his face, Jagadish, but Cuff says he's been captured, and they're out of time because they know that the ship is coming from the company, and if they don't hightail it out of there, they're all going to get killed. So they have to escape. Although that guy the one guy I don't have a picture of, does try to convince them to wait, because he is the one that saved them and had the whole, mutiny, the one that caused it. But this guy's Billy, and I have to ask you, and I don't know where it's at in the episode, so I'm going to say it now before I forget it. Nemo is talking to somebody, and he's talking to Humility at one point, and he's talking about how he went to school with other, people from England and stuff, and that they still treated him bad because even though he's royalty, he was an Indian. Okay. And he said that he had a best friend, Billy, and she says, so somebody from England can be a good person or whatever. What do you bet that this guy Billy is this Billy, and he's going to run into him and save him because he's his best friend? That's what I think is going to happen. I don't know how far you've watched to know if you even know if I'm right or not. But
Billy is a common name, but you're probably correct.
Well, yes, Billy's a very common name, but that was what I immediately thought. I'm like, oh, because it seems strange to me that you even really hear him called his first name a good bit, because usually they call him their last names, but somehow we know his name's Billy. I just wondered if in the end he's going to save Nemo and be like, Billy, or he'll be going to kill Nemo, and then they'll realize who each other is.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen,
You're probably right with the first name.
Tried writing, but that's what I think. So yeah. So that is the end of episode 1. Or episode 3. Episode 3. I'll get it eventually. All right. Do you have anything else about episode 3 before I move on to 4 while I'm opening the picture?
Well, Jen said the captain is so arrogant. And the weasel.
Okay, hold on. For some reason, my chat is not updated again because I'm not seeing any of that. Hold on. I gotta also Nautilus. There we go. I don't know why my chat isn't up. My YouTube chat isn't updated either. You're seeing something in the chat? I don't see anything.
Yeah, Jen left some comments in the chat.
No, the only thing I see is Jen said me too. That's the last thing I see. Oh, okay, I see it now. I see it now that I uploaded YouTube. I can't click on it though because it's not in StreamYard. Yes, the captain is arrogant. I'm not sure. I don't think she means a Nemo. I'm guessing she means I don't know. We're not talking about
is Nemo officially a captain.
Not really. That's why I'm not sure who she means. She'll have to tell us who she means. But yeah, for some reason they're not showing up in StreamYard. So if I don't see your chat things, that's why.
Jen says she's still here.
Yes, you're still there. Good. I'm glad you are. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me open up my other file here. Okay, Nautilus 104. Okay, so this goes back to, this is what I was saying before, that they're shooting torpedoes at the Nautilus. They're not hitting them. So Nemo's like, well, they're trying not to hit it because they want to keep the Nautilus. And they can't go any deeper than they are to get away from it, though. So he uses, let's see. Okay. They look, sorry. Anyway, they bring up silt and stuff from the bottom of the in the bottom of the water, and then they can't see what's going on there. And he goes over to their trying to see what they call it here. Um, the window that they're looking through, and he puts an axe to it. So they distracted them so he could come over and bash in the glass. And then whenever he does that, they have to leave because otherwise they're going to drown. And
Except for
Youngblood
this
has
guy except for this guy who keeps staring as
yeah,
as the
Billy.
glass is getting hit by an axe.
Yeah, Billy has a flashback of being bullied and held underwater as a kid.
Oh, so it is him then.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know if that had to do with Nemo or what. I don't think Nemo's the one that would have bullied him, but maybe that's how they became
No, but
friends.
it's going to be something where he was bullied and Nemo saves him from being
Maybe.
bullied. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So when he kind of looked, when he looked at Nemo, he probably got that flash of being bullied, and then like, oh, Nemo saved me from being bullied.
Yeah, I guess it could have been. I assumed the flash was from the water coming in, but you're right. It could have just been because he's seen Nemo up close. Because he might not have known what he looked like. But yeah, he's like having a flashback, and Youngblood has to pull him back into the ship so he doesn't drown. I don't quite understand. It's some kind of observation deck or something that they were at that was glass that was part of the ship. Mm-hmm. So yeah, then Kai goes out in his suit and brings Nemo back in because he's not breathing because he like I said, he didn't take a suit out, so he brings him in. They get him breathing again, and he's okay. And Lottie there makes a comment to her about him being a hero. She's basically like baiting her, like, you like him, don't you? Is kind of what she says without saying that.
Like, you can resuscitate him next time.
Yeah, something like that. I couldn't remember exactly what she said. Yeah, what? Okay, sorry. But anyway, so yeah, they distracted them enough that they can get away now from their ship for right now. So they are on their way to try to find food in a different way. Meanwhile, Blanc is like, I gave you Nemo, I gave you the Nautilus, you have to give me something. And Crawley's like, fuck you, no, you didn't, you lost it. So he stabs him. Except
yeah, they're really quick to stab though. They have those big like blades.
They're very stabby. They're very stabby.
Crazy.
But Crawley says that he wants Jaggedish alive to find out what's going on. Because at the end of the other one, Blanc did pull him with him. He had them take him, even though he was shot. Probably so he could use him.
And he had all the revolutionaries outside because they had incited a revolution.
Yeah, which he caused. So yeah,
that thing just looks gnarly. I mean, the other guy had one too, unless it's the same guy's one. He just took it off of him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a saw knife. It is huge, isn't it? Jeez. Big. Anyway, he stabbed him. He is no more. And then meanwhile, they are like, we have to go. And if I skip something, let me know, because I have no clue where the hell I am in my recap. I've lost where I'm at.
This could be an interesting recap.
No, I'm trying to figure out where I'm at because the thing it has doesn't make sense, and I don't know where I got it from. I think I'm close to it, though. I think I'm close to this part. But anyway, they're like, what are we going to do? We got to find a place to refuel. They don't, or not to refuel, to get supplies. They're starving to death. They need something. So they're like, this is where we're going to go. And they make this choice. And then they bring the Nautilus up above the water. And there he's looking, he sees Jaggedish's book. And he's sad that they left him because he was the one that was his friend. And yeah, he tried to rescue him and couldn't. But they bring this sub up at this island that we know is not going to be as good as it looks. But they go there and they see this dragon thing, that this lizard, I don't know why I call it a dragon, this lizard that they're like, we can eat it.
Yes.
Yeah, they're happy they got food. And there's also a bunch of dragon fruits. Do dragon fruits grow that easy on tree? I mean, I don't know how dragon fruits grow, but there's a bunch of dragon fruits.
This is how they grow. I haven't been on an island. They said there were papayas too on this island.
Maybe. I just recognize the dragon fruit. But anyway, Nemo is like, get what you can carry, bring it back to the ship. But this guy, whose I guess name is Tron, he's like afraid he's going to get eaten by a bear and wants him to leave him his gun, but he doesn't.
Island bear?
Yeah, I know. Well, hey, maybe he's on. You won't get the joke if I say that. This maybe he's on Bork Island. Maybe it's because it's
Is
lost.
that a Lost reference?
Kind of. It's not so much a Lost reference as a reference to our show. And
another thing too, I think they bring bags if they need to collect stuff. It's like, are they just collecting them in their hands?
I guess so. Well, right now they're hungry, but he's like, there might be a bear. I want a gun, but he won't give it to him.
Bear.
He's like, nope, but maybe there's a polar bear. We don't know. But
I'm just saying, bears. I'm not really sure on. Maybe there.
I don't know. I don't know. Just in Lost, there's a polar bear, but it had to do with it.
Yeah.
What I was talking about had to do with our chat and our show and stuff, which is kind of a joke.
Yeah.
But anyway, Himodi is talking to him, and he's like telling Blaster not to go off into the jungle because he might get lost and get hurt. And she's telling him that he's a kid, he wants to explore and everything, but she realizes that he probably it's because he lost his child that he's overprotective. So she gets that, and she does tell him that she knows what happened. She also, there's a part where he says something about her being rich, and she says like that her father didn't make money until she was older or something like that. So yeah, they know a little bit more about each other.
You didn't get any picture of Blaster with those crabs? Those cool looking crabs?
I think that's a little bit later. Let me see. I don't think
that is?
Yeah, there's crabs later. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was when they were talking about that.
They have their conversation first, just a little bit later.
Oh,
He follows a crab into the jungle. There might have been a crab, like the first crab. I got a picture of the later crab.
The first crab.
Yeah, because he followed the little crab into where the big crab was. I got a picture of the big crab.
Yeah.
All right. So meanwhile, Lottie is in the
living her best life.
Living her best life, having some alcohol, and she's like, I'm gonna have a booty call. And she calls up Kai, and she's like, do you want to play backgammon?
I'm gonna have a booty call, is that what you said?
Well, that's essentially what it was. I don't know why she
hanging out in the bath, drinking some whiskey, gonna make my booty call.
Yeah, but she's like, you were playing backgammon. She totally was inviting him for sex. But he's like, okay.
Submarine booty calls are.
Yeah, exactly. So then meanwhile, Benoit is talking to Koff, who wants to be helpful. I still think that he's a spy. I think that's why he's doing it. I think he's trying to find, stuff out. But he's talking to Benoit. And then the other conversation that they have here is where he says, oh, sorry. He was telling Cup about how they wanted to use, that he thinks they wanted to use Nautilus as a weapon, and he wanted to maintain life, not destroy it. Because he talks about a gun he made that kind of like shocks a creature or whatever, and it won't kill him.
Oh yeah, that was an interesting scene, because he's like, would you kill her to stun it? I kill it.
Yeah, he's like, why would I stun it? And he's like, paralyzes it. And he's like, well, we're in their territory. Like, if they come and attack us, it's not really their fault because we're in their way. So yeah, he doesn't quite get that.
Good environmental message. That's why I like the show.
Yeah, it is. So then this is where Nemo was talking about being bullied, and now he says, he was a prince, but he was an Indian prince, so they still were mean to him. And he had a best friend named Billy, and that's where she says, so it's possible for English person to be good. And that's where I said I have a feeling that's that Billy.
Yeah, well, it definitely is now that guy's having flashbacks.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're having a heart-to-heart, and meanwhile here he has no.
Oh, there it is.
Blaster sees this cute little crab that he follows through the jungle because he's an idiot. He's supposed to only be 14, so he's allowed to be an idiot. Meanwhile, Suyin finds a hat from a captain or something when she's looking for the fruit, which is probably not a good thing.
Not great.
Yeah. Hold on. Mm. Okay, so then they show this Ariadne sign. This is where we see this group of people who were shipwrecked, who basically, I thought through most of it that they were the cannibals, because they're sacrificing somebody. But
Yeah,
it
that's what I
turns
thought when
out,
they were doing first, because I had that Yellow Jacket state of mind where, oh, they're drawing straws because they're going to see
yeah,
who gets the queen card.
they're gonna see who gets the short straw. But it actually
Yeah.
wasn't to eat each other; it was to sacrifice themselves to a sea monster that they call the Collector. You find this out after. But this guy, the one guy who runs the thing, they're pulling straws, and I want to figure out. I meant to look up who that is because I know him from something, and it's going to drive me nuts. I can't figure out what he is and who he is, and I now will look because it's going to bug me. Not Captain Billy. Hold on, let me see. Captain Mogg, and his name is Noah Taylor. He's from something, and it's going to keep bugging me. He's found Foundation, Preacher. Trying to see what I know him from. Game of Thrones. He's from a lot of things, but so far I'm not. I think he's like a character. Oh, he's from Lara Croft. That's what I know him from. He was the her like tech guy or whatever that I think he sold her out or something. Anyway, that's where I remember him from. Yeah, he is the one that's like their leader, that's like, this is what we're doing, and you have to sacrifice yourself. But we find out later, why they're sacrificing themselves. It's not to eat. And there's like a bunch of people hanging in the jungle, but I think I have a picture of that later. So Blaster comes upon a humongous crab and another little crab, and you think that it's going to attack them, and it's only just like taking care of its babies. So
it's a theme. There's a theme throughout the show.
There is. But meanwhile, they find all these hanging bodies. So I don't know if these are people who, are these people that got away, that weren't willing.
Well, they have signs on them that say mutineer, so I'm assuming they're part of a mutiny, or they don't want to be eaten by the Collector or something, and therefore they're mutiny.
Yeah, they're from the Ariadne. And
I didn't look up Ariadne in mythology either, and I can remember very little about her.
Yeah, I don't know. I just recognize the name. But Captain Mogg is the name of the guy that is forcing them to do it. And Lieutenant Tibbs is the one that draws the short straw. I do have that down. Okay. So
they'd probably have been better off just eating each other.
Yeah, probably. So they are standing around looking at the bodies, and they get caught in a net. And
this net was really cool. This contraption that went up and it had a bell attached to it.
Yeah, and at first the bell doesn't ring, but I guess the idea is, since they captured somebody, they're like, we don't have to kill each other, yay! And that's why they were happy.
Exactly. Something for the Collector.
They also thought maybe they could get out of there, though, because they're asking about a ship and everything. So, but I don't know. They were supposedly stopping people from leaving the island, so I don't know. But this woman cuts them down from the net before the crazy people can come. And she's like, come with me if you want to live. Doesn't she like literally say something like that? And I'm like, it says something almost exactly like that. And like, they totally ripped off Terminator or whatever it came from. It was funny the way they did it. And they're like, somebody cut the rope. But also, before I get to that, I skipped a part. There was some uncomfortableness between the two of them. He's like, I need my knife. And she's like, I'll get it. And then she like reaches for it. And he gets a look on his face. Sorry. Like I was waiting for him to say, that's not my knife. But he didn't. But that was clearly what happened. And that was cute. I liked that. There's a little bit of After Dark in there. But that was cute. But they get down by this lady who helps them. And she's basically like, if you help me get off this stupid island, I will save your life. Just follow me. And they're running away from them. And they go over, there's the cliff. That looks really cool. So I wonder how much of this is real, because like that's probably a real location. I doubt I don't know that they're really up there like that.
Where did they shoot? New Zealand?
I don't know, but that could be.
Because there's New Zealand, some of these shots could be like, CGI, but with a real base.
Like I doubt they're up necessarily on the edge of a cliff, but it could be a real cliff. But she takes him through this place, and there's like this huge spider that crawls on him.
Oh, I love huge spiders. I knew you'd love a huge spider, Jamie.
And Humility's like, it's probably poisonous. And she knocks it down on top of.
I like their little banter though, because she was fascinated by it scientifically, and she's like,
I know,
"Oh, it's
like,
so deadly and so beautiful." And then she picks it up and still talking about how great the spider is and how wonderful, and then she drops it on the sky. Excellent.
Yeah, which was funny. And he, I guess, probably gets bit. And then whenever they are trying to escape, the picture they talk about filtering the water because she says the water there is no good. When they're calling through, Blaster falls and they capture him, and he is very smart. I was surprised for a 14-year-old. He's pretty smart. He's like, "Oh, we lost our ship. There is no ship. There's nobody else here." He's totally lying through his teeth, and this guy believes him because he seemed honest, even though he's full of shit. But he's, I guess, biding his time till Nemo can get there. But they take him.
Is it when he says he's a lord too?
He also says he's a lord, but I thought that referred to what he told Nemo. I thought he was just using that, hoping they wouldn't kill him if he told him that. Did you take that differently?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was just saying it so they would,
just a bunch of bullshit. Yeah,
keep him alive, I guess.
Right, I just couldn't remember if it was the same name he told Nemo or not. I'd have to go back and look.
No, it's the same name.
Probably, but I think he used it hoping they wouldn't kill him, or he could at least distract him. So yeah, then they put him on this raft because he is to be sacrificed to the collector.
Is he isn't tied to that raft? I had some confusion.
Yeah, I think he's just sitting on it and they're holding a gun on him, so he's listening, I guess.
Because I thought he was tied there, then the person brought the rope down and then they climbed on it. I was like, I thought he was tied to the raft.
Yeah, I think he's just sitting there, really.
Yeah.
But anyway, they come out, Humility and Nemo, and they pretend they're arguing and stuff. And anyway, he ends up pulling his gun on him, and the guy's
some kind of imperialist British conversation about it, why would a British woman and an Indian be in the same predicament?
Yeah, I know. And they're like, "You're a woman," and she's like, "Yeah." And then he's like,
"I'm dumb. I'm a woman."
Yeah, no, but that other guy's like, "I'll shoot you," and he's like, "Go ahead, and I'll kill you too." So he gets them to put their guns down. And meanwhile, that woman who I don't know what her name is, I don't remember, but she
started with C.
Casimir.
Yeah.
She lowers a rope down for Blaster to grab, and she pulls him up into the tree. Is what happens. And then they turn around and their sacrifice is gone, and the sea creature comes out, and this thing is freaking huge. And like, I've kept everybody on the island for you. I've saved them for you. Like, we worship you. Yeah. And then like, this guy is totally insane. But yeah. And they're like, what's going on? And because everybody starts running out to them. Finally, they sneak out, they sneak past, and it looks like the sea creature is blind, I guess. And it's my understanding from what we found out after, I guess it's like a humongous electric eel. At least that's how I took it. But anyway, they get there on the boat. They're all on the boat. They rescue her. She's like, what is this thing? She's never seen a sub before. And they're like, okay, we got to go underwater before this big ass monster comes.
I'm surprised you don't have any more shots of this eel.
I have one right there.
Oh,
yeah, a lot of them were kind of blurry because it's like,
Oh, he's real quick moving. Yeah, he's a quick mover.
Yeah, but
that's a good one.
Yeah, it is pretty good. But it's like this big fish. I love how they say it's like a lizard fish eel thing or something. Like when he asks Humility to describe it, and then later he describes it the same way.
Well, it can move through water and on land, which is interesting.
Yeah, apparently it can squiggle itself on land. But that guy's like, get in the hatch. We got to go. We're going underwater. And she's like, you can't tell me what to do. And he's like, I'm trying to save your life, dumbass. But he doesn't actually say that, which he should have.
He should have described her.
I mean, why didn't he just say, because he said, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. But my lie, I think what he should have said was, I'm trying to save you.
Come with me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to live. Exactly. They could have pulled that quote back. Because she makes this point of saying she's a survivor because she does anything she has to survive, but she's dumb and doesn't. So they have to shut the hatch, and she gets grabbed by the monster and doesn't make it. And that guy feels bad because he tried to help her, but she didn't listen. And there is the eel, which it wraps itself around the ship. It squeezes it. It puts off electricity. And that's why I said, to me, it looks like a big electric eel.
Electric eel, yeah.
Yeah. And when it does that, Nemo says that it's attracted to their coil or something. So he turns the power off. But it doesn't work right away. And he can't get it off. And it like looks at them. And then the Dreadnought hears them underwater now, hears the monster. I mean, I don't know that they know it's the Nautilus, but it hears the monster.
Yeah.
So, and that is where it ends. So yeah, they're going to be going after them again. And that's why I said, I mean, it's pretty much going to be the whole season, them trying to go after them. That's a given. Yeah. But yeah, now they think they found him again. So they're going to be giving chase, but first they have to get rid of this big eel. I have no idea what they're going to do. It can't see them, it doesn't seem like. So I'm guessing they're going to do something to throw it off and make it think they're not there, or use sound to drag it away.
Or that electric charger thing that the guy was making.
Or that, yeah, was thinking that at the time, and then I forgot about it. You're right. That's probably what'll happen. Because he doesn't have to kill it that way. Although it's like a little teeny tiny harpoon. I'm not sure how it would do much to that. It would probably feel like a bug bite, but I'm sure somehow it'll do something that will be beneficial.
So. Or they just use electric eel to charge the Nautilus for the rest of the season.
Hey, that would work. I don't think that's what they're going to do, but it would definitely work.
They become friends.
Well, I'll be cool. Hey, they became friends with the big whales that they thought were going to kill them, right?
Yeah.
So who knows? All right. Well, that is the end of the episode. Do we have anything else, or you have anything you want to add? I know we went pretty fast, but it also is fairly late. So anybody in the chat has any comments on this? Or let us know what you thought about the episodes. Like I said, I really like this show. I think it's fun, and I like the look of it. I know you are enjoying it, so I'm glad we're covering it. And it will be nice on Monday. We can have a short show where we are not having to rush to cover two things. And not only were we rushing to cover two episodes, but we were doing it in conjunction with another with another live stream. Yeah. We did two in a row, so it'll be nice. We'll have a little bit of a break on Monday, and we can devote a little bit more time to some of the details, maybe. And I know I can definitely put more time into notes and stuff when I'm not like trying to fit it all in and get everything done. But I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to talk about from the episode?
I guess you were right about Lottie and that other guy getting it on eventually, because you did say something about that they had a attraction.
Oh yeah, that's right. And she said this isn't going to happen again, and he's like, yeah, and he was laughing, and she's like, I'm serious, and he's like, yeah, I know. Yeah,
But you think it's going to happen again?
Yeah, he thinks it is, and it probably will. I'm sure they'll sleep together again. But I thought they were cute together. I've liked them because I know at the beginning he liked her, and then like whenever he caught her when she jumped into the cart and stuff, they kind of have a little flirtmance going there. So yeah, that's good. And I've said before, I like the Nemo and humility thing. Obviously they're gonna end up probably together, and I like the romance stuff on it. I think that it's working out well, and it's not that it's necessary, I guess, with the story, because this is an adventure, but it's nice to have that. And now she knows about Nemo's family, so they're probably going to get closer. So yeah. But what other I'm kind of curious, like I'm trying to think of, I don't know enough about Nemo's story, but like what other kind of sea creatures are we going to see? I feel like there's got to be more sea creatures. Is there like a
narwhal?
Narwhal. Yeah, that's right. You said narwhal.
There's a narwhal in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah.
Because that's what I thought when I watched the first episode. I thought instead of Nautilus, I thought it was a narwhal because they said sea monster.
Yeah, well, it's shaped odd. So we'll see probably a narwhal. What else? I feel like isn't there like a big turtle or something? I don't know. I feel like for some reason I feel like there's a big turtle.
Nemo rides on its back.
Maybe. But
Some
I would
dolphins.
like.
We haven't seen dolphins yet, or porpoises.
We haven't seen dolphins. You're right. I would like if they'd show more underwater scenes.
Yeah.
I know they're expensive, but they look cool. You
Yeah,
know,
they're
I'm looking at
cool.
the picture and I'm thinking they're probably going to get to Atlantis, right? I mean, that's where they're going to be headed.
Yeah.
So they're going to. So I'm guessing maybe Atlantis, maybe also that tomb that he wanted to go to get the treasure. I'm assuming at the end they're going to get the treasure. So yeah, at the end they'll probably get the treasure. She'll blow off her fiance because you know at some point she's going to have to meet up with her fiance.
Yeah.
And like I said, I predict that Billy is his friend and they're going to get along and he's going to help Nemo. That would be good. Yeah, we're only on episode 5, so isn't it 10 episodes? So we're not even halfway through. Yeah, so we got quite a bit left. So there's got to be more crazy sea creature experiences. So yeah, I would guess like one episode's probably Atlantis, one episode's probably that tomb with them getting the treasure, and one episode is probably all about them reuniting with the company and like escaping them like on land. I don't know. I just feel like it will probably be. So that's like 3. So there's like 2 left. So yeah, there's got to be something else though in the meantime.
Yeah, it'd be interesting because the end, if they like got the Nautilus out to Atlantic Ocean where 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea starts, it would be interesting because it'd be like an origin story going into that.
Yeah, that would make sense. And that's probably where that starts. And it'll go off with them, you know, making new adventures and everything. I could see that. That makes sense. Yeah. But yes, this is a fun show. Like I said, it's not as light as the Librarians, but it's not dark either. It's not like a scary show. It's more of an adventure show. And sometimes it's nice to have something like that.
It's kind of got an Indiana Jones kind of vibe. Kind of that adventure-y, but not too violent.
Yeah, exactly. And it's fun. I like it. I like it a lot. I just wish that more people watched it and it had been advertised so people knew about it. But at least it is good to know it's at least on AMC though. I'm gonna try to, when I get out of here, schedule my DVR so it'll record it. So I have a version with captions that'll make it easier to understand everything because I haven't done that. But,
I was gonna say, well, at least they're good at like, you know, advertising Alien Earth. So I saw a commercial, but that's FX and not AMC.
That's FX, yeah. I don't really know much about that yet, other than it's, you know,
it has a robot, so I'm excited.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Well, the trailer has a robot.
That's cool. I'm trying to cover it. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I did sign up to do interviews, so we'll see how that goes. Ow, my back just cracked. That hurt.
Yikes.
I gotta doing these 2 shows in a row. It's like a lot. I sit at my computer too much, and I'm like, I need to move.
We got to make space. We're going to make space on these days for Sandman when it blows in.
Yes, Sandman will be soon. That is at the end of the month. That's like what, like a week and a half away. So it's not even that long.
The 24th.
So yeah, the 24th. So yeah, we may be doing a couple double shows again, I guess, probably.
Yeah, I wish Netflix wouldn't do that, but that's their model, I guess.
I wish they would too. You can't ever do Wednesdays, huh?
I don't know. I could have done this Wednesday.
If you could do Wednesdays, that would be ideal. Just because like I said, I'm kind of having a trouble doing these double shows and trying to do 2 episodes at once and fitting them in around everything else. If we did it a day that we normally don't have anything, or that I don't have anything, I don't know what you have, but like Wednesday or Saturday, that would be awesome. But I don't know what you're doing.
Can you do anything earlier in the day than like 1 a.m.?
Not on. No, well, no, we have
Wednesday. Like nothing in the afternoon opens up.
Oh, on Wednesday, maybe it would depend how early you mean. If it's like in the evening, yes. If it's like early afternoon, I don't want to agree to it just because if I got an interview or something, I'd have to cancel it. And I don't want to cancel on you. That's
I'm talking about like 3 to 5, like 3 to 5 p.m., somewhere like that.
I don't know. I'd have to see. That's kind of a bad time for me, but I could do even Saturday if you want, or Sunday. We're doing Sunday already. Can't do Sunday.
Well, I have stuff to do in real life on the weekend, so
no, I get that. It's hard to. We'll talk about it outside of the show, but everybody.
Well, I'm vending a few events and stuff, so my weekend's pretty open because I wouldn't want to commit and then say no,
Well, that's why I don't want to tell you afternoon because I could be like yes, but I don't want to leave you and not do it after I said I would. So that's why I'm
just saying we might be a little bit more fresh if it's not 1 a.m.
No, I agree with you. And that's why I said if you could do Wednesday night or Saturday evening or whatever, it would help. But Saturday, I know Saturday is hard. It's hard for me too.
Yeah.
I just doing this from like 11 to 3 a.m. It gets hard.
Welcome to my world, Jamie.
Oh, I know. It's a lot. I'm also though going to be taking on some work hours too. So at some point.
Yeah, again, welcome to my world.
Yeah, no, I know. We both stay up too much.
Doing a live till like 4 or 5 in the morning and then going to work at 8:30 isn't exactly the greatest.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I tend to average 4 or 5 hours sleep each night too. So
yeah.
This is why I'm always like so tired, not feeling good, and it's like I wonder why, because I do it to myself. But yeah, we'll have to figure something out. But we'll figure out a time for Sandman, and we'll. I mean, to be fair, this show isn't as long and involved as the other ones. I feel like. So it might even make sense maybe to do it the same night. The only thing is, since we're doing it later on Monday, because like it's at midnight, it would have to be really late. That's the thing that kind of stinks, and why that's probably not ideal. And it might end up having to be Thursday.
Unless we did Nautilus for an hour and then did Sandman right after.
Yeah, we could, but I'm just saying,
or
like,
vice versa.
We'd still be starting at 1 though, because we can't do it earlier, and then I'd have 3 in one day. I don't know if I can take 3 in one day. I feel like 2 is my limit of live streams in one day. I might fall over and be snoring while you're doing it. So if we do that, maybe we'll do Thursday. We'll see, but we'll put it up and we'll talk about it off air. But we'll figure it out. All right. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed Nautilus and that you enjoyed our show. And please join me and Lori tomorrow at 11 for our revival live stream. And the watch party's at 9:30. And yeah, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out all our other stuff. I'm going to have the Star Trek interviews are going to be going up tomorrow. They were supposed to go up tonight, but then I was rushing to do this and I didn't get there. So it'll be there tomorrow, but those will be going up. Strange New World or whatever it's called. Yeah. All righty, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us.
Don't get the bends when you go back up to the surface.
Yeah, don't get the bends.